We are now 44 games into the IPL and it is already May 2023. The IPL may be going on in full intensity and players are putting it all on the line. But lest we forget, 5 weeks later, there will be no colored clothing. It will all change to this. Why is that? Because exactly, if we may have to say, 36 days later, you have the final of the ICC World Test Championship final between India and Australia. At that time, county and IPL love will all be forgotten. At that time, it will be country first. Now, the IPL is going on in full intensity, but what has happened? One more underlying and dark theme that has been there in IPL 2023 is, you guessed it, injuries. Now, the injuries that are currently plaguing the players in the IPL, the worst part about this is, there are players who have been included in the World Test Championship final squad. And it does not have to be concerning much more when it comes to the batting. It is the bowling that is a major concern. Because when the squad for the World Test Championship final was announced, it was evident. Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane, no problem with their injuries so far. KS Bharat, Ravichandran Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, no problem. Akshar Patel, no problem. You may look at, if you look at say Mohammad Shami, so far they have to wrap him up in cotton wool because now the injury list that I am going to present to you is pretty scary because the likes of Shardul Thakur, you may look at Umesh Yadav, Jaydev Unadkat, KL Rahul. They are all really struggling. Mohammad Siraj, may I add, he's also been doing very well. So you basically have only 2 bowlers out of this lot, pace bowlers I'm saying, who are battling injuries at this point in time. Now, what will you say about this entire situation? Because IPL will end on May 28th. You only have a total of 9 days to prepare for the World Test Championship final. Some players, if their teams are eliminated much before May 21, they will then go to England in batches. Then the next batch will join them, and accordingly, the logistics will be such that you will work out somehow a plan to perform in the World Test Championship final. But who are the players who have been impacted by injuries? So as I have said, 4 members out of that squad have been impacted by injuries, and it is concerning because there are only 36 days left. Now, whether it is part of the injury management, whether it is part of the workload management rotation by the BCCI, we have got no clue about that yet, because yesterday in the Lucknow Super Giants versus Royal Challengers Bangalore encounter, apart from all the fights, apart from all the altercations that happened, one major incident happened, and that was KL Rahul. When he was trying to stop a boundary, he had a very bad injury. We thought it was a quad or a hamstring or a hip flexor injury. Krunal Pandya pointed out that it was a hip flexor injury. The timeline of his recovery has not yet been revealed. The medical team are currently assessing what is KL Rahul's injury and whether he'll be able to take any further part in the IPL. A hip flexor or a hamstring injury, if it's just a strain, it could take about 2 to 3 weeks to heal. But if it is a tear, then about 5 to 7 weeks, basically 2 months, you're out of action. For KL Rahul, this is a double whammy because he was just coming back from a spate of injuries. He was just getting into batting rhythm. He was struggling, performing, but now this injury has come at the most inappropriate time for him. And to make matters worse in this IPL, he came out to bat at number 11, further risking injury to his body. Why did he have to do that? Is the IPL so important as far as net run rate is concerned that you're even putting your India place in jeopardy? Because you had no hope of winning that game. If you had to win it for them, at least come out when you were 6 down or 7 down. Waste out some overs, go out all guns blazing and then come back. But here, he did neither. He just came out to bat to ensure your NRR loss would not be impacted. What are the priorities? KL Rahul should have straight away not batted at all. He could have gone to the rehab and just ensured that he gets some time to recover, because a hip flexor injury also takes time to heal. IPL, as far as injury management is concerned, it's failing the test in a big way. To compound matters even more, Jaidev Unadkat, before the training session that he had in the LSG RCB game, he tumbled on his follow through and he very badly injured his shoulder. You could see an ice pack was given to him. He was really struggling. He was grimacing, wincing in pain. Once again, his timeline of injury has not yet been revealed. When is he going to recover from it? No idea about it. It is a different matter altogether that Jaidev Unadkat might not start in the ICC WTC final, but you still want your backups. What's going to happen? You are going to need a backup to a backup now, because Unadkat's injury, we don't know what is the timeline. We don't know what is going to be KL Rahul's recovery period. This is a major issue. Umesh Yadav, one of the key members of the bowling attack in India, because Jasprit Bumrah's absence means Umesh Yadav, Mohammad Shami and Mohammad Siraj. These three players will have to take all the load at the Oval. And if you're playing four pacers, you will also include Shardul Thakur, but there is a problem with Shardul Thakur. Umesh Yadav has suffered a hamstring injury, but maybe the gods are kind to the Indian cricket team. His injury is not deemed too serious. In KKR's next game, he's expected to come back. So that is one major good news that's there. But he's already missed a couple of games. Yet again, would you want to rush him back for KKR, considering that their season is all but over? If it is over, why can't he go to England after he's recovered from the injury and get acclimatized? Is it so hard for the BCCI to prioritize the ICC WTC final as top over the IPL? Just in this case, it does not seem to be it. Shardul Thakur. Now remember, Shardul Thakur was been touted as one of the potential starters in that Oval WTC final because of his good record. In the previous test that he played there, he had an impact, and that is why he could be in the starting 11. But he has not played since the Mumbai Indians game with a hamstring injury. There are reports going around that Shardul Thakur's injury, he's recovering and that it is not so serious. But he's lost out on game time as well. And on top of that, you only have another further 4 weeks in the IPL. What's going to happen now? Will Thakur play? If he plays, will he have the rhythm? Will he have the bowling or the batting rhythm? That is a major conundrum indeed. So, 4 players. Out of that, 3 bowlers, 1 batter. This is the major injury crisis that has hit the players in the IPL. And remember, organizing the IPL and the World Test Championship final around the same period meant that there had to be some logistical hassles, and the BCCI and the Indian cricket team are feeling the pinch in both ways. Remember, non-compromisable, IPL could not be played in any other window. World Test Championship could not be played in any window. That is the main reason why India might be on the back foot heading into the World Test Championship final. However, what will be the backups? If the injury is serious, when will the BCCI announce those backups? We don't know yet. Maybe by the next week we will have a clarity on whose injury is severe and who's making it to the Oval at this point in time. But at least in the case of Umesh Yadav, his injury is not so serious. Shardul, on the other hand, his injury, it might determine the composition of the team. KL Rahul, on the other hand, he was anyway going to be a doubtful starter. Now, if he doesn't play in the World Test Championship final, Ajinkya Rahane slots back in automatically. So, my playing 11 did not anyway have KL Rahul for the World Test Championship final. It is Rohit, Shubman, Cheteshwar, Virat, Ajinkya Rahane, KS Bharat. And in that way, that is the way it will be. So, that is a big issue indeed. Now, if you look at it, this is the problem with the World Test Championship final. This is the way we will have to understand that injuries need to be managed. It's a crisis point at this point in time. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.